Welcome back. It is Eating Disorder Awareness Week, and right now on the Hot Sauce, we're learning about the journey one woman took to beat her own illness and how she's now helping others. The National Eating Disorders Association says 20 million women and 10 million men will suffer from an eating disorder at some point during their life. Right now, we're joined by eating disorder advocate Jen Friedman. You're also an author and also a musician. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
And we're talking about National Eating Disorder Awareness Week. What does that mean to you? Tell us a little bit about your story and your journey.
Well, when I was struggling with an eating disorder, I was so full of isolation and shame and secrecy, and all I wanted to do was know that I wasn't alone and know that there was hope, even for me in that case, because I was thinking, oh, I'm the exception. I can't get help, or this is never going to happen for me, or I'm never going to recover. And all I needed was, I needed as much reassurance as I could possibly have gotten at the time to kind of get out of that hole. So yeah, I struggled with various kinds of eating disorders over the years or eating disordered symptoms, and now thankfully I'm in a great place with it. I'm recovered, and I want people to know that recovery is possible and that there is hope and that there are resources and that you should never give up hope.
Well, I want to commend you for speaking out and sharing your story, because it's got to be hard to do. Is this something that when you are recovering, is it something like you're in recovery mode your entire life? You think about this all the time?
I think in the beginning it is very important that it takes priority, because if you don't make it a priority, you could easily slip into denial in various kinds of ways. But I do think that as you go further into your recovery, as a testament to your recovery and as a testament to your growth, expanding in other ways and paying attention to other areas of your life is great. And it doesn't always have to be about the eating disorder, and it doesn't always have to be about recovery at the forefront, and it won't. Eventually it won't be like that at all. So just know it's not always going to be so focused on the eating disorder or the eating disorder recovery process, but it does take some time to solely focus on that in order to get to the next stage.
And one thing that helped you focus on your recovery and share your story was you wrote a book, and you also wrote some music to talk about your journey.
Yeah. At the time that I was struggling, like I said, I was so isolated and so ashamed, and it always helps me to kind of have a visual or some kind of concept that people can kind of universally relate to or connect to kind of help them feel like they're not alone. And so I wrote a book that it's all about metaphor. It's all about it relates different aspects of the eating disorder to different metaphors, and the metaphors kind of take the reader on a journey, on my journey, but really it could be anybody's story at that point. So yeah, the metaphors kind of guide the reader on a journey through the recovery struggle, the recovery process, and really make recovery accessible and tangible, and really give hope in that kind of a way, because these are concepts that anybody can relate to, and anybody can kind of latch on to and go, oh, if I can just follow this metaphor through, maybe I could see where my recovery could possibly go, and if I just kind of ride this out. And each chapter has a corresponding song, so the songs tell a story, the book tells a story, and each kind of enriches the other one to kind of tell a multi-dimensional story of recovery.
Sounds like a beautiful metaphor for sure. Jen, where can people find your book and your music?
Well, it's going to be released on Personal Bias Records, and it's going to be released on March 15th. And at that point, people can pre-order it now, or people can get it then. But it's on jenfriedman.com, JENNFRIEDMAN.com. You can pre-order it, or it will be available on March 15th.
All right, Jen Friedman, thank you so much for visiting us today on Wigging at Buffalo Side. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me.